Let's bring in retired Vice Admiral Kevin Donegan. He served as commander of the Navy's 5th Fleet out of Bahrain and commander of the Combined Maritime Forces in the Middle East, leading operations in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Yemen. He also served as the director of operations at CENTCOM. So you might have gotten onto the fact that he is uniquely qualified to be talking about the subject that we're about to talk about. Vice Admiral, it's great to have you here. Really appreciate it. So this idea of Iran finally coming to the table after 46 years, I mean, it's a heady possibility, but do you think they ever would?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. I think the short answer, though, is easier to get to. If you look, and I'm a student of history, if you look at history, history doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes a lot. And when you look at that question you just asked, and you go back to the Oslo Accord in the 1990s, Israel was the prime disruptor of the peace negotiations that were ongoing in the Oslo Accords, and they're one of the reasons they weren't successful, because they led to the eventual creation, so to speak, of Hamas to some extent, and certainly the Islamic Jihad. So Iran will look to be a disruptor, but there's some uniquenesses here, and it's a little bit different situation because the Middle East is the territory right now, and the way it looks now is significantly different.
Yeah, I mean, when you take a look at the support that the president has from so many different countries around the world and in the region for this peace deal, it kind of does suggest to you that there's something of a new dawn that's rising there.
There is, but if you look at what the president mentioned that the Iranians had to do, right? One was denounce terrorism. The second one was stop funding, the proxies, et cetera, and recognize Israel. Of those three, it's unlikely that they'll ever stop funding and supporting their proxies. They're definitely not going to recognize Israel. So you're left with denouncing terrorism, and they'll say that they're not a supporter of terrorism, but we know the truth is different. So what we can expect is that Iran looks at this through a different lens when it comes to time, right? Iran's looking at this from a lens of they need time to rebuild what's been destroyed. They need time to rebuild proxy networks. And so they'll look at it through that lens. So delaying or in any way some of these initial steps in the peace accords gives them some time to do some of those things, John.
All right, so that's with a view toward Iran. But Netanyahu and President Trump are also looking north into Lebanon. Here's what the president said in his Knesset speech about Lebanon.
In Lebanon, the dagger of Hezbollah, long aimed at Israel's throat, has been totally shattered. My administration is actively supporting the new president of Lebanon in his mission to permanently disarm Hezbollah's terror brigades.
You know, we think of Iran as being probably in a weaker position than they've been since 1979. In Lebanon, Hezbollah is probably at its weakest position in at least 20 years, if not more. And Netanyahu has reached out to the Lebanese government and said, look, we'd love to get into negotiations with you, disarm Hezbollah, and we can talk. Can that happen?
I think that absolutely can happen, and I think it's critical that it does happen going forward. Lebanon is, as you said, it's a very unique opportunity we have in Lebanon now, with Hezbollah completely decimated, and this opportunity didn't come lightly. It came because the Israelis were successful at decimating Hezbollah. So now we're in this position where Lebanon and Israel can start talks and move forward in that regard. And the same thing's true if you look over into Syria. It's equally complex there, but as you know, Syria was the #1 proxy nation, really the only nation that supported Iran, and now they're under different government. There's a lot of challenges there, but the same type of thing can happen there, and if it happens in those two places, it further shows you that we are in a very, very unique position and have some tremendous opportunities to have this peace in the Middle East go far beyond just Gaza.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that if they can start to expand the Abraham Accords to Saudi Arabia and other countries within the region, that's going to put so much pressure on the holdouts that they may be the next dominoes to drop. We'll see. Vice Admiral Kevin Donegan, good to have you on the program, sir. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.